Alrighty, hi everyone. Welcome to the Thursday night slowdown. I know some of you have joined me here before, but anyone that's new, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. We're gonna take it slow and steady tonight in honor of the full moon. So hopefully you have a bunch of props close by. I'll invite you to start in a seated position, kind of like in a supported kneeling position, if that's comfortable for you. So if you have a bolster or a big pillow, you can kneel on it just like I am, or you could stack a couple pillows, like if you're working with couch pillows, you could stack them, sit on those, or if you have blocks, you can put them right underneath your sacrum and sit like that as well. So whatever's comfortable, we're gonna be here for a few minutes. So if this is totally like, oh, I hate this, you can do whatever you wanna do. My words are just a suggestion, like always. So if you wanna sit crisscross or lie down, you are welcome to start any way you'd like. So come on and get settled. And I'm going to start the music now. The link is on the Facebook page if you're looking for it, or in the email I sent out as well. Alrighty. So just begin to settle into your position. Get out any wiggles, any tension that you're carrying, just start to notice it. And really allow yourself to sink into your seat. Maybe you close your eyes if that's comfortable. And start to tune in with your physical body. Start to tune in with the rhythm of your breath. You can start to bring a little sway into your hips and shoulders if that's comfortable. Just encouraging any of the tension that you might be feeling in your body to soften. So tonight we have a full moon in Scorpio. And this full moon is called the flower moon. It was named by the Algonquin tribe because many flowers are in bloom during this time of year. And we know our Native American tribes were very in touch with the rhythms of the natural world, as well as the moon, which they often used as a guide in their plantings and harvestings. So hopefully you can find some peace and some solace as you check in with the flower moon tonight and allow yourself to bloom. Bring your hands to either side of you. Maybe you even bring them back to your feet if you're sitting in a kneeling position. And again, just find a little weight in your legs. I'm pushing on the tops of my feet. That feels really nice, just kind of weighing them down into the earth. Maybe you move up. Here, I'll move sideways a little bit so you can see. Give yourself a little calf massage on either side. Really allowing your legs to melt into the ground. And if you're seated crisscross, you can do this with the tops of your thighs as well. Just allowing yourself to become planted and rooted in your spot. And start to check in with your breath. And bringing your hands out to either side. As we inhale, we'll raise them above our head, palms kiss, and exhale, we'll bring our hands to our heart. We'll do that a few times. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, hands to the heart. I think my Facebook just stopped working. All kinds of technology problems over here. Allow your right arm to drop to the ground and extend your left arm nice and long, but allow your elbow to be soft and allow your shoulder to melt. And on your next inhale, reach up and over, bending into that right side body. Staying here for a couple rounds of breath while I see if I can reload this. Softening your shoulders. And then inhale, lifting your arm back up, allowing it to guide you back up through center. And bringing your left arm now down to the earth. Right arm comes up and over as you bend into the right side body. Feeling that condensing, feeling your left side body really expanding and opening. Taking a few breaths here. Maybe you play with bringing your gaze up to the sky and then down to the earth. Shining your heart open toward the sky. And on your next inhale, allow that right arm to draw you back up, coming back to center. And now we'll just find a little flow with that. Almost like you're painting half moons from the ground all the way up and over into the sky. See if you can start to link your movement to your breath. Drawing yourself up on the inhalations and sinking nice and deep on your exhalations. One more round on each side, and then you can come to some stillness. And again, bring your hands to either your knees or the tops of your thighs. Feel the weight of your legs holding you down to the earth. And then really check in with your spine. Allow your shoulders to drop down your back here, softening your face, lifting yourself up and away from your pelvic floor. We'll start to do some gentle neck rolls, bringing one ear to one shoulder, and moving back and forth here. Pausing any place that feels good, that needs a little bit of extra attention. And if you feel open enough, maybe you do some full head circles, allowing your head to fall back, opening your throat chakra. Notice where those points of tension are. And really deliberately send breath there and see if you can release. Coming back to some stillness once more, we'll inhale and open our arms open wide to either side. And then crossing left arm on top of right, Coming into a gentle shoulder stretch here. Reaching to the right with your left arm and allowing your right arm to be heavy, holding onto it. Take some deep breaths and soften that left shoulder. Engage your belly here so your core is still strong and supporting you. Your spine is still long. Soften your gaze. Relax all the muscles in your forehead. One more big inhalation. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, open up wide once more. And exhale, crossing the opposite arm over. Reaching now to the left, softening the right shoulder. Now check in with your base, with your foundation. Are you holding too much tension in the muscles of your legs as they're supporting you? One more breath in. Stay for the exhale. And inhale, opening back up. And exhale, releasing down. Inhale, open your arms high to the ceiling. And exhale, twist to the left. Right hand comes to left knee. Left hand comes behind you to support you. Inhale, find some more length in the spine. And exhale, twist. Inhale, back up to center. And exhale, twist to the opposite side. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Now that we've moved a bit, gotten out some of those initial jitters or tensions, find some stillness here. I'll invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable. Think about what is your intention for tonight's practice. A full moon is a really beautiful time to look at our inner shadows, our inner fears, create affirmations and intentions around what it is we might be looking to release. So maybe tonight you're looking to release fear, anxiety, stress, tension. It could be anything. But bring that thought into your mind for a moment here. And notice how your body feels as you bring that thing that you'd like to release to the forefront of your mind. Where are you feeling this in your body? Maybe it's in your belly or your gut. Maybe it's in your shoulders or your back. And now bring the opposite to mind. Bring an affirmation of release to mind. So if you're releasing fear, maybe your affirmation is, I am brave, or I am strong. And we'll work with the energy of the Lovers tonight. It's actually coming up as reversed energy. So the Lovers actually really isn't about an outward relationship. It's all about our relationship with ourselves. So how are you treating yourself right now? Where do you need to find more balance? Hopefully that's why you're here. So bring your affirmation into your mind. I am brave, I am strong, I am worthy, I am loved. Maybe smile. And let's take a nice deep inhalation, filling up with that affirmation. And as you exhale, release what's not serving you. And on your next inhale, we can gently open our eyes and we'll begin to come into a tabletop position. So coming onto all fours here, stack your hands right underneath your shoulders, your knees right under your hips. And find some sturdiness and some strength here before you do any kind of movement. Feel your tailbone moving out behind you and feel the crown of the head shining forward. And now we'll move through some gentle cat-cows, really on your own breath cycle and adding in whatever movement suits you. So as you inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chin, feeling all the way up. And exhale, rounding the spine, tucking in the chin, really pushing away from the floor here. Inhale to cow, excuse me. Exhale to cat. Go through about 5 rounds of breath here. Maybe you choose to do some hip circles or a nice C curve, looking over one shoulder and then the other. You could exaggerate the movements, almost moving forward to cobra and back to child's pose. Whatever suits you tonight. Focusing on balancing your two sides here. Maybe one foot at a time, you lift your knee and reach back with your toes, stretching your calf here a bit. And on your next breath, coming to stillness. Notice how your hands feel. Really push through your fingertips to take any pressure off your wrists. And on your next inhalation, lift your right arm up to the sky. Do some wrist circles here. Maybe make a fist and then open your hand wide. One more big inhale. And on your next exhale, thread the needle, bringing your hand between the opening in your arm and your leg, allowing the right shoulder to come all the way down to the mat. Left arm can stay where it is, or it could reach out in front of you, or you could bring it around to wrap behind your back. Find your edge here. Meet yourself where you're at. Notice if you can drop the left hip a little bit to even off the hips here. Keep breathing. One more deep breath in. And on your exhale, start to bring the left hand back right next to your face. Pushing into that hand, lifting your right arm high. And place it back down on your mat, coming back to a tabletop. Move through a round of cat-cow. It's like pushing the reset button. Get that energy moving and flowing. Finding some stillness again. Inhale, lifting the left arm this time. Again, stay here for a round of breath, stretching out that wrist, making a fist and stretching the fingers. Deep inhalation, and on your exhale, weave your arm under that opening, threading the needle. This time, right arm might crawl outward, or again, come behind your back for a partial bind. Notice if you can square off the hips here. And bring your attention right to the shoulders. Can you sink a little bit deeper? Can you allow yourself to surrender here? Can you soften your jaw? Allow your brow to be soft. Notice where your mind has gone. And if it's on your to-do list, or if it's wondering if we're gonna move anytime soon, gently guide it back to the sensations in your body. And on your next inhalation, bring your hand back to frame your face, pushing through. Lift that left arm in the air once more for a counter stretch. And then coming back to tabletop, move through your cat-cow one more time. Now we'll move into a puppy pose here. So keeping your feet and knees right where they are, keeping your hips right over your knees. Begin to crawl your hands forward. And a supported puppy pose here could be really nice. So if you have a couple blocks or a block and a pillow, you could put that right underneath your belly, or you could allow it to catch your forehead. And really walk your hands forward, allowing your chest and belly to come down, allowing your forehead to rest either on your block or a pillow, or right on the mat. And notice if you can really surrender your forehead here into the ground. Maybe you move your head side to side a little bit. Giving yourself a little bit of a massage on your forehead. Feeling that third eye opening a bit. Your intuition. What is your intuition telling you right now? Take one or two more nice deep breaths here. Allowing your shoulders to melt down the back. On your next breath, start to crawl your hands back toward your knees just a little bit, enough so that you can move your pillow or your block out of your way. And we're gonna come all the way down to the belly, allowing yourself to be flat on the earth. Hands planted right underneath your shoulders. Feel your connection with the ground. Feel your energy releasing into the earth. And feel your back body connecting you to the sky. On your next inhale, start to peel your chest off the mat. Feeling your hips weighed down. Start drawing your shoulder blades toward one another for a cobra pose. Nice and solid and strong here. And release back down to the mat. Inhale up to cobra, drawing your shoulder blades together. Maybe you look over one shoulder and then the other. Feeling your hip flexors opening. And release back down to the ground. One more time, big inhale, rise up. And exhale, release. As you inhale, push yourself up through tabletop. Draw your big toes to touch and allow your knees to come wide. And sit back in your child's pose. And again, a pillow or a block here can be really supportive. So whatever's feeling good, if you need that extra support for a more restorative practice tonight, allow yourself. Bowing your head down to the earth. Breathing deeply into your low back. Inhale back up to tabletop. And exhale forward toward cobra. Inhale, push up, coming back toward child's pose. Exhale forward and inhale into cobra. That's our flow. We'll move through this a couple times. So inhale, pushing up to cobra. Exhale, releasing back to child's pose. Inhale, drawing a line with your nose along your mat, coming forward and into cobra. And exhale, pushing back into your child's pose. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Last time, inhale forward to cobra. And exhale, push back into child's pose. And begin to crawl your hands over to the right side of your mat, allowing your left hand to come on top of right. Feeling that side stretch in your body. Feel your left hip sinking down. Inhale back through center. And exhale, walking your hands to the left now. Maybe your right hand comes on top of the left. Feel your whole right side body opening. And inhale yourself back to center, pushing up into tabletop. Tuck the toes here. Lift your hips high and find your first down dog of our practice. Keeping your knees nice and bent if you need to. Otherwise, start to pedal out your dog, bending into one knee and then the other. Maybe shake your head yes and no. Allow it to be nice and heavy. When you're ready, come to some stillness here. Feel the creases of your hips drawing you up toward the sky. And feel your shoulders melting down your back here. On your next inhale, bend your knees and look forward. And then take tiny little baby steps up to the front of your mat. Come into a forward fold here. Again, bending your knees as much as you need to. Let gravity do its job. You can draw your hands to opposite elbows and come into a ragdoll if that suits you tonight. Maybe finding some gentle movement back and forth. Wherever you find yourself, imagine all the heavy energy that's been weighing you down, as if you had a feather duster, just sweeping it off of you and allowing it to sweep into the earth. Let it go. If your hands are clasped, allow them to fall down to the earth. And as you inhale, nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, roll yourself up to standing. Find a mountain pose. Your feet can be right under your hips, or they can be nice and close together if that's in your practice. Maybe if you normally do one way, try something different tonight. Allow your palms to shine forward. Feel that upward flow of energy up your front body and feel the downward current moving down your back body. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on either side of your feet. Inhale, lift up halfway, nice flat back. Engage the belly here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Palms kiss overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do a few more of those sun salutations. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Chin up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, swan dive forward. Pour all that energy down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back with your right foot and then your left. Come into a high plank. You can always drop down to your knees if this is too much. Feel your heels moving toward the back of your mat, away from the crown of your head. Find that mountain pose here, nice and strong in the core, zipping everything up to midline. Holding here for another moment. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward, lower all the way down to the earth. Inhale, find that baby cobra or full cobra once more. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pushing up through tabletop, tuck your toes, and find your down dog. Bend your knees generously, and then drop your heels, starting to straighten the knees a bit. Check in with your shoulders and your head. Feel your chest moving toward your thighs. One more breath here. And then walk your hands back to meet your feet this time. Come into a forward fold again. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Crawl your hands back out to your down dog. And then come to your knees. And come to sit on your left hip. We'll move into a deer pose here. So if you're on your left hip, you'll bring your left foot to the top of your right thigh. And allow your right hip to really sink down toward the mat. Your right knee can remain bent here. You could tuck in your foot closer to your leg if that's comfortable, or you can leave it out a little bit more if you'd like more of a stretch. So I would have a block or a pillow close by that you can nestle right into that left hip. So we'll inhale and lift the arms up to the sky. And on the exhale, turn toward that left hip so your body is twisted. And then come into your forward fold here. And the right hip is automatically going to come up. So just do what you can to allow gravity, again, to do its work, to allow it to just sink down. Imagine if someone were putting a little bit of weight on both of your hips. And you can bring your forehead down to the earth. And if this isn't working for you, maybe a figure 4 on your back or a full pigeon pose might be a better place for you. Again, do what feels good in your body. We'll be here for a minute or two, and I'll give a little distance Reiki while you're here. And I wanted to share a reading from Mystic Mama, which is an astrology website that I go to every full moon. This is about tonight's full moon. She stands in her fullness within the darkness of night. Her gaze our mirror, reflecting all that we are. We cannot obscure the steadiness of her light, cannot deny the wonder she elicits, nor the way she makes the waters flow from our eyes as she pierces the depths of our feeling natures. Keep softening your shoulders, relax your jaw here. As she moves within the Scorpio energetics, she opens us to the spectrum of emotions that are ever present. In Scorpio, she brings the knowing that we can face death and move through endings into regeneration. She knows that from the ashes, she will rise. She trusts the fertile darkness that holds her through the night, knowing that the sun will rise again and kiss her face and bathe her in its healing light that is ever streaming and ever present, even on cloudy days. Take a deep breath in, fill up your low spine, feel your Shoulders expanding. Exhale, soften. She listens to the deeper way, to her crone wisdom, to her maiden desires, to the music of the earth. She hears the cries of the children and the forest and the creatures beneath the sea. And like my teacher, Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes says, she gathers all the bones of her life, all of her past experiences, the heartbreak, the yearning, and blesses them, sings to them, pours soul into them. In doing so, she is revived. All of our life experiences have brought us here. And Scorpio, like La Loba, knows how to heal herself through gathering the bones and singing them into new life, into a new embodiment. On your next inhalation, start to draw yourself back up through center, sitting up tall once more. Maybe move your pillow aside. And we'll bring the right leg up and over the left. I think we've done this pose on the Thursday night slowdown before. So you want to try to get your knees stacked on top of one another as much as they can. And if this isn't possible for you, just come into a regular crisscross. But if you can, see if you can stack your knees and sit up nice and tall. Bringing your hands to your feet, again, drawing your feet down into the earth. But feel your spine extending long. And then bringing your hands to your knees. On your inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, start to move into a gentle forward fold. And maybe you move side to side a little bit in order to get there. One of my teachers calls this the sliding glide. So moving from one side over to the other. Till you find a place you're comfortable. And then allow your head to fall into it. Maybe you allow a gentle curve of the spine now. And inhale back up to center. Bringing your legs back to one side. We'll switch to the other side. So coming onto your right hip now. Switching where your pillow was. Setting up your right foot on top of your left thigh. Left leg can be bent. Your foot can be in nice and close or out more. Again, whatever's comfortable. Feel your left hip relaxing. And then on your inhale, sit up tall. Maybe lift your arms high. Exhale, turn over toward that right leg and come into a fold here. This is our deer pose. And again, I'll give a little bit of Reiki as you settle into this pose. Our hips tend to carry a lot of tension. So notice what shadows might be coming up for you. Look at that pain. Maybe there's fear there. Examine your reactions, your inner dialogue, your ego. What is it saying? And view it with compassion. Send love to others who might feel the same type of pain or shame or unkindness toward themselves. Send them healing love so that in turn you can send yourself healing love. Intentionally soften the body. where you're feeling that tension. Take a deep breath into your low belly. Feel your rib cage and your heart expanding, your back rising. Exhale deeply, softening your jaw, releasing your tongue, softening all those little muscles around the eyes. And on your next inhalation, begin to crawl yourself back up. And this time, we'll lift the left leg over the right. Again, trying as best as we can to stack those knees. Drawing your feet in close to you if you can. Feel your sits bones really rooting you down here. Take a big inhalation. Pushing into your feet, allowing yourself to ground again. Exhale, releasing into the earth. Inhale, lift your arms high to the sky. And exhale, begin to come into this forward fold. Again, maybe you're sliding and gliding, moving from one side to the other. So you can move into this pose gently. Allowing yourself to hinge at the hips first. And then bowing your head down, rounding the spine a bit, releasing. Keep noticing if your left hip is coming up and allow it to ground. Feel your hands against the ground here. One more breath into the back body. And on your exhale, begin to walk your hands back up, bringing your legs together. And we'll set up for a supported heart opener. So if you have a bigger pillow or a bolster of some kind, putting that right behind your back. Or if you're using blocks, you can stack them. And allow them to come right underneath your shoulder blades. So scooting back so your pillow is right at the base of your spine. Bend your knees so your feet are flat. And then lower onto that pillow. And allow your arms to rest at your sides. Your hands can be palm up if you feel like you need to get a little energy from the sky. Or if you're in need of a little grounding, your palms can be face down. And your feet can stay the way they are, or what can be really juicy, if you'd like, you could bring the bottoms of your feet to touch for Supta Baddha Konasana. And if you do have blocks or additional pillows here, you could bring them right underneath your thighs to support you in this hip opener. So you feel extra held and supported. And we'll be here for a couple minutes, so find a spot that's really comfortable for you where you can really just be and let go. And check back in with that affirmation. What energy are you bringing into your life right now? Your heart in this pose is wide open. Open to this positivity, open to new beginnings, open to vulnerability. So what are you letting go of? And if you need a visual, if your mind is wandering a bit, because I'm getting the feeling from my Reiki that some of us have busy minds tonight. Picture the full flower moon. Maybe choose your favorite flower and picture that flower right in the center of your heart. Notice, what color are its petals? Does it have a stem and leaves, or are we just looking at the blossom? How many are there? What are their textures? Is it shiny, maybe waxy? Or is it soft, supple, gentle, delicate? Keep that flower in your heart and keep your mind's eye there. Emotional energy can get stuck as blockages within the body. And if we deny that stuck energy, it gets trapped and there's no place for it to go. But if we bring awareness to it, if we notice those tensions, really see it and allow it to be there, then we can also allow it to be released and dissolved. So I learned last night that this full moon is also called the Vesak moon, or referred to as the Buddha moon. This moon is the moon under which the Buddha found enlightenment. After 49 days of sitting under his tree, wrestling with inner demons, he was able to find peace in the acknowledgement that our inner demons will always be there. So if we try to deny them or push them away, they only rear their heads stronger. So if we can send love to these feelings that we have, tell ourselves that it's okay, we can get some release. We can get some enlightenment. Begin to bring your attention back to your breath, this beautiful life force you have inside of you. Take a nice deep breath in and a cleansing breath out. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And if your feet are together and your knees were open wide, maybe you draw them back toward one another, rolling off your pillow onto your side for a moment, pausing there, giving gratitude to yourself for showing up tonight, to the moon, the earth, and the sky. And when you feel ready, making your way back up to a seated position, I'll meet you with my hands at my heart. Our Anjali Mudra, when we bring our hands together at our heart, is said to balance both sides of our body, the yin and the yang, the feminine and masculine energies, the light and dark, the sun and the moon. And again, that's what the Lovers card is all about, balancing those energies within us. So one more time, bring your positive affirmation into your mind. And on your inhale, filling up with that. Exhale, releasing. Thumb knuckles come to the third eye. And I bow to all of you. Thank you for so much for joining this practice tonight. I wish you many full moon blessings. Namaste.